Everybody, it's Victor. It's time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Independence Day, everyone out there. For those of you who celebrate it, 4th of July is here, and man, oh man, we did get another video to cross 3,000 likes, which, look at that, we're only 7 away now. So if we get a week of streaking on the like streak, then we will indeed have the all items tier list live stream happening over the weekend at some point whenever we do actually hit the mark. Thank you all very much for making it possible. I hope you're all having a fantastic Independence Day and just celebrating it safely. And if you're not in America and you don't care about the 4th of July, then I just hope you're having a great Tuesday. So here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Legitimate Ear 9240. Title thread was, "What sin wants, sin shall receive." The GOAT. Yeah, that is indeed the GOAT, Worm Buddy, absolutely destroying Bumbo and everyone else who gets in his path. I just give him his 7 rings, and then he can retire, and then I can go back to being a sad Buccaneers fan. So thank you very much. Actually, I'm already a sad Buccaneers fan, so start with a D100. Kilo 7-1 Mike, Victor Delta, Quebec 7. We've got the Soul, good damage, good tiers, good shot speed, good movement speed, good everything. Yeah, I mean, we've got just barely above average tiers right here. And 3.98 damage, so yeah, we'll take it. It could be a lot worse. We've seen a lot worse, that's for dang sure. The D100, of course, is a full character reroll, including the D4 and the D8. It also includes the D20 and the D6, so it rolls basically everything. However, if we end up having a good start like this, there's not much incentive for me to reroll currently. I do like the Soul. It wouldn't take away our HP, at least I don't think it would. But, oh yeah, it also does the D12. So, like, it would reroll. I mean, it rerolls everything. But at the same time, we could get better stats or we could get worse stats. I mean, that's just the gamble. Most of the time it is the latter because, you know, this is how some Victor luck goes. I don't really recommend using the D100 as a substitute for the D6. I think that's a little bit irresponsible. And, not irresponsible. It's a little bit risky. I mean, it is kind of irresponsible, I guess, if you have a good build and then you're jeopardizing it for basically no reason at all. How is this Mullaboom not blowing up? I mean, usually the Mullabooms like instantly explode there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't recommend using the D100 as a D6 substitute. Mainly because, again, the D8 is the real crux of the issue. I don't mind re-rolling my items, especially if we have garbage items or something like that. But I do mind re-rolling my stats because you can't change those if you don't get like another re-roll, or you just get a particularly horrific roll, and that's that. So now on the plus side of having the D100 as our starting item is that we can compensate for really bad damage in case if we do get kind of screwed on the damage pool. I'll take small rock. It is going to kill our movement speed, but the damage is nice and the tears up is nice as well. As we bomb our way into the curse room, so we happen to get another bomb. I'd love to go back in there and get our soul heart back, but yeah, it's basically it is a fail-safe fallback plan B. If we end up getting a bunch of just garbage items that like can't help us at all, and we're desperate for stats, like in a mid to late game stage. The later that you re-roll with the D100, I would say the less effective it is in terms of affecting your stats that much, because normally by that time you've got enough items to really get your stats kind of like, you know, solved. Gonna go with Roid Rage here just because we just lost all that HP, all that movement speed to the small rock. And yeah, I wouldn't mind Coupon. But we're not going to get Coupon because that would require us getting more than 8 cents out of our donation machine. So yeah, Coupon would be nice. But who's to say? I mean, we may end up re-rolling this run. It really kind of depends on what we get from the next couple of bosses. It's certainly our Devil Deal as well. That's going to kind of drastically influence whether or not we're going to be able to re-roll or not. And obviously losing the Soul Heart with the fly and then in the curse room, that hurts on multiple levels because we now essentially cannot take a Devil Deal if we get one on the next 4. Now, with us going up against Blue Larry, however, if we end up fighting this and not get hit, we should be able to get that Soul Heart back, and then, you know, we might get HP It's not wise to run parallel to any of the Larrys. Somehow we have evenly DPS these things down. There we go. You don't ever want to give yourself. You always give yourself enough room to move. So we get a much needed Tears up here with some shot speed and a Soul Heart. So yeah, very good first floor. Very good. Muy bueno. So now if we do take a double deal, we will be able to go back into the boss trap room and go see what's in there. Then we can use the full card to get out. I always try to think like maybe 1 or 2 steps ahead. Doesn't always happen, but you know, sometimes it does. We'll have the Frozen haircut today. No, I have not seen the movie, and I don't ever plan on it. But you know what? I'm glad that at least I can recognize a Disney princess haircut when I see one, right? Right? Yeah. Frozen was Disney, right? I think it was. Pretty sure it was. I don't care about the double red hearts here, as we don't have any red heart containers. Loving our shot speed and Tears rate. This is a little bit of a trickier trick shot. This is a very important skill to learn how to get, essentially how to shoot diagonally is very, very useful, especially around corners. It can save you a lot of time and hassle, and also just keep you safe. Like you can sit there and pluck away against enemies without having to worry about them, you know, retaliating. So it's very good. And shout out to everybody keeping up those comment streaks. I appreciate. We did have a very big increase in the comments. So and you know, I'm trying to think of more ways to incentivize people to leave comments, as I've been banging on for the last couple of weeks now that you know, comments are very, very important for engagement and all that kind of good stuff. And YouTube really does reward the channels that have more discussions down below. So you can expect me to start posting those daily discussion threads on the comment section. And what I'm thinking about doing is I'm thinking about having like open questions for the next episode or two down the road. You know, if I pose a question to the mosh pit, and then you know, an episode or two later after that, I will answer those questions from the day, and you know, and try to keep the discussion going. So thinking about starting to do that. Maybe we'll start that today, even though it's Tuesday. Tuesday never feels like the beginning of a week. It already feels like, oh, we're kind of almost half done. The range on these attacks from Fruity Plum is insane. Baby Plum. We get our second syringe item already with Synth Oil, which is going to be a massive damage upgrade. I do really want Mom's Knife here. We could also D100 and re-roll everything. But I'm not going to do that. The logic here is that we have a very good start to this run, and we're also 2 or 3 of spun, and we've also compensated for the lack of movement speed with growth hormones, or not growth hormones, roid rage. So I don't see a reason for us to really possibly lose all those stats just because we're trying to re-roll a pretty decent devil deal. Do we need Mom's Knife? We don't need Mom's Knife. It'd be nice to have it, but I think that would be at this point. I think that it wouldn't be necessary. If we were just really sucking on damage and we really, really, really needed something like that, then I would definitely go for it. But you know, Mom's Knife is somewhat limiting in terms of like synergies and that sort of thing. Even though they did add more synergies in Repentance, it's not just a super one-dimensional item. It's now like a 1.5-dimensional item. Nice little deflection there by the soul. Again, you're seeing how much damage we're doing. It's not bad at all. 6.93. What in the world is this room? That is a weird spot. Usually you don't see, again, another great deflection by the soul. Usually don't see Isaac starting at the bottom of this room. Very strange. Get one more syringe item, we will have the Spun transformation, which would be fantastic for us for damage. I'm hoping it's going to be growth hormones. The virus would also be okay because at least we would have movement speed. Go straight to the boss. Been doing that a lot. These early levels here. But, of course, we are forced to then backtrack all the way to where we want to be, which is in our item room and store. I am going to use a bomb and 2 keys, well, 1 key to get this, and I'm very upset that I did because it's basically not worth it, although the Hermit card may be worth it if we end up finding something on the ground with like a bunch of other items. Like it may be worth it. Hermit card, the reverse Hermit card is going to give us the store value of things on the ground, including item pedestals, I believe. Running into a lot of champions on this run, too. It's a little bit strange. But luckily, we've got the shot speed and tears rate to deal with them. Now, if I were smart, I could have just blown up these black poops here and then killed all the flies, but didn't. There we go. Get a good amount of money out of Play-Doh Cookie. Play-Doh Cookie is not terrible. It's the Fire Mine that really does it for me. That's the downside of Play-Doh Cookie. So go to the secret room here. Use a bomb. That was actually a badly placed bomb. I should have used it on this keeper because we could have gotten a nickel. Ooh, Bloody Penny. Okay. I'm down with Bloody Penny. This is a horrible place to get dumped out of, though. Right in the middle of the crossfire of those 2 hosts and the mushrooms. Luckily, the mushrooms didn't fire at the time. Okay. So we ended up we essentially re-rolled Play-Doh Cookie into Black Candle, which is phenomenal. Like, I would much rather have Black Candle than Play-Doh Cookie, because Black Candle cannot hurt us. I will use our final bomb here for this stone chest. We get a damage upgrade. Mom's ring is also going to give us a rune. Thank you, Matthias. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a little bit of a barbecue today. It'll be a lot of fun. A little get together with friends. No, not gonna fire off any fireworks unless the kids want some. No, I don't have kids. I'm just talking about, like, you know, the neighbors' kids and friends' kids and stuff. I will take Eye of Occult because it is a fantastic damage upgrade, and we're starting to really get up there now. So we can enter into the curse room at half price. That's what I was kind of worried about, was getting a stone chest that we can't open because we have no bombs. So that has a full charge in here, thanks to that charge key, but we'll just take it anyway. Dirty Mind is... I guess I'll take Dirty Mind. In case we get something like Genesis, that would be nice. So I know that I'm alluding to us, like, actually re-rolling this run, but, like, I'm really not... I'm not there yet. The charge key. The game really wants us to re-roll. It's like, if we have the D4, I totally would. Again, the real big danger of re-rolling with the D100 is not the D100 itself, but the D8. Losing those stats in particular can be very, very, very dangerous, especially if you end up re-rolling into something that's horrible. Bart? Of course, Eye of Occult allows us to curve our shots in pretty much any direction. Stop them midair if fallen. I did see that Yahtzee recently released a video, Yahtzee Croshaw, talking about the fallacy of replayability. And in it, he actually references Isaac, which is really, really cool because... A, obviously we love Isaac, and B, it's great to see like a huge creator like that recognize. I mean, I know that he's played Isaac many times, but like recognize that if you want to go full circle into replayability, Isaac is your go-to game. It's something that I've banged on about quite a bit. We talk about what a perfect streaming game, like a game that's really made for episodic consumption on YouTube. It's Isaac. Like, I mean, every run is literally different. Even if you somehow, some way get the same seed that you've had before, or you're playing a seeded run from someone else, like playing along with my seed, the fact that, like, did I even read the seed off today? I think I did. Kilo 7, 1 Mike, Victor, Delta, Quebec 7. You still, it's not guaranteed. Like, you literally cannot get the same run. Even if you're playing the same seed as I am, you're still going to go into different directions. You're gonna kill enemies in a different way, in a different order. You're gonna dodge differently. I mean, it is all totally going to be legit scrambled. And and Yahtzee made a point out. A point about Isaac about replayability and how just infinitely replayable it is. I mean, you can play Isaac for the rest of time and still not get the same run twice in a row or ever. So that's what's really, really cool about the game, and I think that's that's the reason why it is so consumable and digestible for people to watch every single day. Even if you watch someone like me who has his own play style and and I've got my own tendencies for items and that sort of stuff, it still is something that you never know what you're going to expect. You never know what you're going to see at the end of the day on these episodes. I don't know. I have no idea. That's what's so challenging and constantly fun about Isaac sometimes, is the fact that you have to test yourself and understand how to deal with different situations and the randomness of it all. This room is a room that I've been in hundreds of times, but every time that we get in there, I may not do it the same way. I don't know about that one. Get Headless Baby here, and Headless Baby is going to help us with the DPS a little bit. Here goes Sister's Vis. We get Arrow. And Empty Vessel. And the Book of the Dead. I wasn't trying to pick up the Book of the Dead for that. I thought it was going to cost us red hearts, not soul hearts. So, not too crazy about that. I thought that was going to give us a red heart cost, but we got to get a move on for boss rush. So, a little bit of a kind of a blunder there. I took it too quickly. I was trying to activate Empty Vessel so we have flying and get the Empty Vessel shield, but it did not happen the way I wanted it to. So we're going to have to be very careful here. And I would say now we're getting to the point where maybe we should start looking at re-rolling. If we're looking at going for, like, an extended extra inning sort of deal here. Because, like, glitter bombs, even though they're pink and sparkly, they're not going to... They can't carry us. Car battery with a reroll is dangerous. Hearts is okay. I am going to take car battery just in case if we get another active item. Wood speed caught me by surprise there. Got that we had camo Wendy's. Because we have a couple items that aren't doing anything for us at all right now. The big one being Marrow, which is not doing anything for us because we've already gotten its benefit. And yes, we did get a bone heart and a red heart, but that's it. It doesn't do anything. Dirty Mind is just kind of like, whatever. Again, another great deflection there by the soul. An Eternal Heart from the Eternal Champion. Hey, Red Mom again. I feel like this is like the third or fourth time we've gotten Red Mom in a row. See what's in the Devil Deal. Be Lusty Blood, which is great for damage. Temporarily activate Empty Vessel. We don't want Scatter Bombs. I'm gonna take Stigmata, and we'll go to 2 Red Hearts. I still don't know about a victory lap with this run. It's it's right now the biggest concern is lack of HP. Taking the Ace of Hearts here in case we do get a big room that has a bunch of mobs. We may be able to get another Eternal Heart or a Soul Heart. Okay, we got 1 Soul Heart. That's better than nothing, I suppose. Yep. Vaults, everybody. It's 2 keys. 2 keys gone. I don't know, man. Right now, like, it's not feeling. I'm not liking the idea, the prospect of fighting Stanley and then eventually Lamb. You know, we haven't really gotten all of that crazy good items that help us with stats other than Synth Oil and Roid Rage. Lusty Blood is also kind of a big deal. Now, if we get a item pedestal in here, if he drops like the quarter or drops the Steam Sale, I will reroll immediately. And he didn't. Now we could reroll all this stuff on the ground and possibly reroll into hearts. We've got Chocolate Milk, Lazarus's Rags, 9 lives. It restarted the room, by the way. We have the D7 also built in there. At the piggy bank, we had to have, because that's the only way that we would have gotten that much money out of there. Okay. So Steam Sale, I mean, this is a re-rollable room. If we could somehow finagle another full charge. There wasn't a charge beggar in here, was there? No. There's a Demon Judgment. We would lose the Eternal Heart, though, if we ended up playing it without paying attention. Dangerous game we're playing right there. Was there a full charge in the store? This run's not necessarily terrible. I just here's the problem. The problem is that 9 lives will reset our HP. What was a full charge? Okay. We could turn into Resurrected Lazarus or Lazarus II if we really wanted to, but I'm more interested in seeing what happens with this item pedestal inside of the secret room, because the D100 does not care about I mean, it adheres to the loot table that you're in. Orphan socks. Excuse me? Oh yeah. Well, right away I can tell you we're not going to stay with this because we have well, we do have Black Judas, but we could turn into Black Judas. I think that turning into Black Judas would be a wise thing because at least we would have damage on lockdown. Although Empty Heart screws us though. If we die with Empty Heart and then turn into Black Judas, would we instantly die? Because we wouldn't have any blank containers left. That I do not know. I think that's one that's going to have to be for testing off stream or off recording, because I don't trust Repentance to give me the HP back or clear all of the broken hearts in the event of us dying with Empty Heart, the Broken Heart, and giving us those Empty Heart containers. Wait, we have Telepills. Apparently at one point we had PhD or bad PhD. Either way. Okay, so yeah. Our damage is so bad too, man. Doing this for you, Mosh Pit. I ain't doing it for me. Use Telepills to get out of here. The little Harbingers as well as Strange Attractor, which is just a big old no-go. And Explosivo too. Explosivo is not terrible, but we could play this Judgment. We have Orphan Socks, by the way, which gives us creep and spike immunity. Yeah, that's not what we want, game. Though it does give us a reroll item pedestal. We need it. We need to get away from these items. These combos are wow bad. And again, you've got items like Mr. Dolly right now, which aren't actively doing anything for us because it's just going to get rerolled anyway. Okay, so there's a charge key. Let's go reroll in here. Get Friend Finder, Inner Eye. You have Maw the Void. We have Worm Buddy. Man. The lack of HP, though, and lack of movement speed really, really worry me, though. Booster pack is literally useless. So is the quarter. Mom's coin purse. Oh, wow. We have anti-grav. We've got anti-grav, Tech 0, Lord of the Pit. Never had anti-grav Tech 0 before. Interesting. Make like a wall of lightning. Actually, it's pretty cool synergy. Our shot speed is also insane right now, by the way. Oh, we have options too, apparently. Okay. Okay. You have the broken stopwatch, so we need to be a little bit cautious about that. Capricorn. I'm not sure what was boosting our tears rate. Oh, you know what it was? It was probably the broken stopwatch. No, because we would have... I don't know. Not sure why our stats were fluctuating so much. Oh, it was Dark Princess Crown. That's what it was. Send a whole wave of them. And the boss is not over here. Yeah, but the problem with anti-grav is that, like, I have to let go of the fire button to get the tiers where I want them to go. Sitting here looking at our items and not looking at the map. Yeah, well, that's a lot of rerolls there. We can really truly reroll into something that we want. Rainbow Baby, Death's Touch. We kept anti-grav because of course we did. The thing about anti-grav is I just don't like it. Okay, so here comes the second reroll, and we're still hoping that we get some kind of good passive that isn't Rainbow Baby here. Proptosis. What in the world? We have Hamolacria, Almond Milk. Only reason why I took Proptosis is because I know that we're going to reroll this again. That is, I don't think I've ever seen Hamolacria shoot out like that. Also have Shielded Tears. And, Bone Spurs as well. Our tier height's way too high. This is getting unhinged very quickly here. Okay. Firemind, Eye of Belial. Number 1, and Guppy's Eye. We have no range at all. Like none. Like we're gonna get smoked by Firemind. Firemind in low range is just not what we want. We get a Yara rune. The Eternal Heart, unfortunately. This really worries me going into this boss here. I feel like we would have been better off with the Hamolacria roll. The reason why we didn't lose our Devil Deal chance yet is because we had an Eternal Heart, which effectively acted as a shield for our red hearts. So technically, we can still get a Devil Deal here. We don't. Oh boy. All right. First the Lost. Yeah. We're not in a good spot here. We gotta hope. I mean, really hope that we get a solid amount of HP here soon. That's a double tinted rock. Yeah, we Yara this 100%. No doubt about it. I'm not going to re-roll in here yet. Okay. Polyphemus, little Brimmy. Did get spun. And we have Guppy's Collar. Our damage is nuts right now. Our tears rate is not. Not like this. Didn't like the angle that we were sitting at the door there. Time to play some doorstop. Got sulfuric acid, but our tears rate is not high enough to be practically viable. What hit us there? In other words, we could use sulfuric acid to get through doors and stuff, but again, not really viable because our tears rate is not great. I would say that this is probably the best roll that we've gotten so far. Okay, but one thing we can't do is continue to take bad damage. Movement speed is very concerning at this level. For the ladder. That was 2 hands in one right there. I'm gonna wait to see what's inside the Devil Deal before I decide to re-roll or not. We've put our... I mean, this is a self-inflicted wound that we've got right now. Because on one hand, you know, we kind of put ourselves in this bad spot. It's not... We're not in a bad spot right now. We're just not in a great spot. Because our tears rate and our movement speed especially is kind of dangerous going into the womb and going into shoal and stuff. But the D100 gives us a way out. One thing we don't want to do is get ourselves into an unwinnable situation with re-rolls and stats. Can we win with this roll? Yeah, we can. It's going to be rough, though. See here with this movement speed. Now would be a great time for Mom's Knife. So we have Spelunker's Helm. So Spelunker's Helm tells me that these 2 directions are dead ends. So there's only one way to go here. You're seeing the effects here of the lack thereof of movement speed. So I don't know, man. I mean, we're going to get hit multiple times in here. We may even just die in here because, like, that's just how these mobs work. And it really is, like I said, you know, I've been saying for a long time, bad tears and bad shot speed will kill you faster than bad damage ever will. Our damage is great. 26.33 is really, really, really high, but our DPS is not great. And that's where the big crux of the issue is currently for us. We have 100. Excuse me. We have 115 damage. What? Yeah. I think this is a good stopping point for our stats here. We have a 0.34 tears rate. But we also have 100 and some odd damage when we're being buffed by Succubus. And we also have Tech 2, so tears rate doesn't matter anymore. Also have Haemolacria and also have one of the most horrific faces I've ever seen on Isaac. Yeah. I'm okay with this. Good luck, Stanley. You're gonna need it. This is a product of Eve's Mascara Use Mascara, Polyphemus, and Haemolacria. Wow, we just one-shot Stanley. Holy moly. Yeah. I mean, our Tech 2 beam is good enough to kill everything in the game. We don't even need to care about the Haemolacria beam. Haemolacria shots, I should say. And if we stand in Succubus's aura, that's even more damage. Like, we really hit the jackpot here with this damage. Now, this is one thing I will say, is to the exception of the thing that I just got done talking about, how bad tears and bad shot speed will kill you faster than bad damage will. Unless if you have Tech 2 and the tears rate doesn't matter. Unless you just have absolutely overwhelming amounts of damage. Like one-shotting mini bosses and major bosses in the game level of damage. Then you can talk to me about like, oh, tears rate doesn't matter. Cross, nah. Wooden Cross is good, but it's not we can go in the other direction if we went in the wrong direction good. Oh my goodness, we get the mulligan. The mulligan with this damage and Tech 2 is just not even fair. Although I don't know if the mulligan procs off of Tech. Yeah, okay, it does. It does. I mean, it's just instant deletion almost for a lot of these, especially when that Haemolacria shot comes out. Wow, that was the fastest I think I've ever seen a Gertie take off in a room. I mean, there's just no downtime at all. So we say thank you to the D1 Hizzle for making this possible. Because I'm gonna be honest, I was unsure about the results here. So we got the patrolling fly up there. Lost Fly taking the aggro. And we're 40, almost 43 minutes, but yeah, we're going to do victory lap. I mean, it's 4th of July. Like, you want fireworks? We got fireworks for you. Second seed, 7 Zulu, Yankee November, 3 November, Yankee Kilo. Yeah, we've got fireworks on lockdown. How to Jump gives us Bookworm, Book of Secrets, also gives us mapping. I'm gonna stick with Book of Revelations though, even though it is going to give us a horseman every other floor or so. It also provides us with what we needed in that first run, which was just extra HP. How did this not unlock, by the way? Okay, game, for being so accurate with some hitboxes, you really aren't accurate with other things. Oh, my shadow is doing that thing again. Hang on. Go back here. So, by the way, notice how my shadow is like just glitching out all over the place. That happens a lot if you do a victory lap. My shade does the same thing. Simply leave and go back to the main menu and then just resume the run, and it will correct itself. Not give you or anyone else watching seizures. Oh my gosh. This is a super dead famine. This is getting to go from like where we almost were dead into we will not die to anything in this run is insane. And it's all thanks to the D100, especially if we get the wafer. Oh my goodness. Well, don't mind if I do. Wafer essentially doubles our HP for the rest of the run. In a victory lap anyway, because most of the time victory lap, actually all the time victory lap, anytime you take damage, it is 1 full heart of damage. But Yeah, the wafer, it goes down to a half heart. Yeah, that is just all kinds of dead. The divorce papers, which gives us a 0.06 tears up. Appreciate that. Sure, why not? It is going to lower our damage by a little bit, but now we have even more shots to be firing out with Conjoined. And, yeah. If we happen to hit Multi-Dimensional Baby with any of those, then we get a huge range boost out of it. There's no reason for us to use the Book of Revelations right now. We don't need the HP. I mean, the amount of burst damage we have is just sick, nasty, crazy. It ain't take Taurus good, though. By the way, if you're confused as to why we saw that room again, despite not being the same room when we exited from, it's because Curse the Maze. Whenever that happens, inevitably one person in the comments is like, what happened to your game? You did something. How come we saw the same room twice? Yeah, it's Curse the Maze, buddy. How it works. Called a maze. Gimpy, which is good. It would be nice if Conjoined actually fired off the Tech 2 beam in all the directions as well. Really getting a workout here from Doorstop. Campy Bell's going to give us even more damage. And remember, we have Polyphemus, so that damage multiplier is just going to be insane. So any damage up that we get from here on out is just going to be amplified by a whole lot. But it's not take Guillotine good. I mean, you know, if we took Guillotine, would we win? Yeah, which I mean, there's nothing in the game that's going to be able to stop us at this point. But I hate Guillotine, so. And so do a lot of other people. Another Tears Up, which is, again, not going to really matter in the long war of the game. I will take Incubus. I will take Spirit of the Night. Again, this just gives us more opportunities to get even more HP for the Polaroid. By that, I mean, it gives us more HP to work with Polaroid Invincibility and the Wafer. So we get rid of the red hearts, go down to permanent Polaroid Invincibility since we don't have any red hearts to fill, and then it's just every time we get hit, we get, you know, 6 seconds of invincibility. And with Incubus here now, we are going to be absolutely shredding everything in the game. Incubus essentially doubles our HP here, so yeah. Feels good, man. This is definitely an explosive run for 4th of July. Again, I wasn't super convinced whenever we had the D100 rolling and we were kind of just floundering around, but now, yeah, we can take Smelter and Smelt Doorstop. Why not? It'd be nice if Trinket Smelter dropped a Trinket. There's Battery Baby for us. Go back and go pick him up real quick. Card Baby, I should say. Super Secret Room should be here. Oh. Just a whole screen deletion as soon as we fire. Now, we don't fire very often, obviously, but when we do, oh, man. I guess War didn't even know what happened to him. We already have Flying. We don't need Bookworm because we already got it. I missed a Tinted Rock in there, but that's okay. All right, blood puppy, come on. Spear of the Knight's very nice with Tech 2. Don't have to worry about our beams being stopped by environmental objects. We got basically a 2-cent key, which is kind of nice. Guppy's head. And Guppy's head. Guppy's head plus the damage that we have is just unfair. In a good way, of course. So none of those are anything that I care about. We could have taken like Magic 8 Ball, but what's the point, man? We've got Tech 2. Again, none of that, literally none of that matters. Tech 2 is going to act as our main sword in this analogy. Our shield is the flies essentially, and then our nuclear weapon is going to be the Haemolacria shots that come out every now and then. Again, I want to stay on Polar Invincibility, so there's no reason for us to take the HP upgrade here. I mean, even the splash damage from Haemolacria hitting the ground is enough to kill enemies. Right, here's the entire map, everybody. Let's go check out the south side now. Get a rock there. Oh, that would have been a horrible room had we not had what we have. Also, that would be a great t-shirt, by the way. This would be a horrible room had we not have the things that we have. Had we not have what we have. I mean, again, the Polaroid invincibility is just, it's too good to not have. Will it matter? No, it's not going to matter. None of the enemies, no matter what we do or no matter what items we take, are going to matter because we are just eating everything. I mean, I don't even have to hit the enemies right now. Like, we can just hit around them and they'll still all die. If they don't die by way of the shots, they'll die by way of the spider, or not the spiders, but the flies from Guppy's head. Like, I'm pretty sure that was Gertie, and Gertie just immediately imploded. Also, don't forget we have the wafer, so, like, even if we do somehow get hit, we're only going to be charged for a half heart, and that's just hilarious. What an explosive run it is today here for the 4th of July. No. Oh. Yeah. I mean, you know, it seems practical to have 168 damage. Let's see what old Hushy has to say. Old Hushy. So we're not explosive immune, we're poison immune. Not sure if taking Ipecac was the right play. Definitely doesn't feel like the right play because we didn't need it, but you know, the damage is the damage. Again, we do have the Polaroid, so we at least can... oh, thank you very much. We can at least undo a lot of the damage should we get hit. Should we hit ourselves, that is. Old Hushy showing off how strong that boss armor is. For the dead Necronomicon, no thank you. We gotta be careful about running into our own shots. Like curving up into the Ipecac shots is what's going to get us hurt. No Ultra Secret Room here. I didn't think it would be here, but Crystal Key allowed us to go check it anyway. There we go. No big deal at all. If we get a chance to fight Delirium after Blue Baby, we're gonna take it. No. Absolutely not. Oh my god. How low is our tears rate going to go? We dropped damage by a whole lot. Alright, whatever. Whatever. Doesn't feel like a very good idea to taking Loki's horns. Oh gosh. Sad bombs. Okay, so that saves us from 2 more hits. Really, it's Ipecac that's the problem. Hogtooth. And so if we ever take damage, there's still mobs around, we need to just go ham. Kodama, Spider Bite, and Mom's Wig. I left the charge key just in case we end up re-rolling this or end up having to re-roll. Which is definitely possible considering how dangerous this combination is. Well, it didn't matter anyway. So let's see what we would have re-rolled into. Wait. Secret room. Hang on now. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see what we would have re-rolled into had I re-rolled this run. Oh, we got Chaos, and we also got Pyromaniac after we've lost the Ipecac shot. And then, okay, yep, yeah. Whew. So thank you for watching, everyone. Oh, we re-rolled into Eden's Blessing. I'm pretty sure that won't matter for tomorrow, but I guess we'll find out. So thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Like I said, happy 4th of July Mosh Pit for those of you Americans who are celebrating it. Hope you're having a fun and safe 4th of July extended weekend here. And if you're not American or you don't support or you don't celebrate the 4th of July, then I hope you're just having a great start to your Tuesday. Thank you all very much for supporting this channel. I really appreciate it. And as always, see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some pages of mine like Alyssa, Fred, and Bataloid. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find by going to patreon.com/Sinvicta.